Kwesi didn't set out to be a criminal. He just wanted to make music. In the sprawling, interconnected city of Harmonia, music wasn't just entertainment, it was life itself. The city ran on a meticulously crafted symphony of sound. Every beat was a pulse of energy, every melody a current of power. The Harmony Patrol, a force of code, efficient enforcers, ensured every note was in tune and every rhythm was accounted for. Dissonance was a crime and silence was a threat. The city's sectors were defined by their sound. In the gleaming upper districts, the streets hummed with the serene, predictable tempo of classical symphonies, a clean and powerful hum that fueled the lives of the elite. Down below, in the industrial zones, a repetitive, grinding techno beat drove the massive machinery and the lives of those who worked them. Every person had a place in the symphony, and every place had its sound. Kwesi, a 22-year-old with a restless spirit and a secret, was a technician in one of the city's vast power cores. His days were spent monitoring the grid's rhythm, making sure the city's flow of energy never faltered. But his nights were his own. In his cramped, soundproofed apartment, a tiny island of rebellion, he was a DJ. Not for a club or a crowd, but for himself. He spent his hours searching for something more than the regulated beats and sanctioned melodies, a sound that could truly breathe. His gear was cobbled together from discarded components and illegal tech, a testament to his passion. While others slept, he mixed and remixed, weaving sounds that were technically illegal, but to his ear, were beautiful. He layered the echoes of ancient folk songs, rhythms his grandmother used to hum, with the cold, stereo hum of the city's grid. He was searching for a feeling, a memory, something that was his and his alone. The discovery was an accident. A late-night mix of a forgotten folk song and a corrupted techno loop. It was a fusion of the old and the new, a collision of order and chaos. He was about to discard the track, calling it a failed experiment, when he noticed it. A small, almost imperceptible glitch in the sound wave. He isolated it, amplified it, and let it play. The sound that erupted from his speakers wasn't just a rhythm, it was a feeling, a memory, a story. For a fleeting second, the city outside his window responded. The streetlights flickered in beautiful, chaotic patterns, and the rigid hum of the city's power grid faltered, replaced by a low, humming vibration that felt both ancient and brand new. Kwesi's console went haywire, a cascade of warning messages flashing across his screens. He had created a forbidden frequency. It was a code, a master key that could unlock the city's power. It was everything the Harmony Patrol had warned against. He stared at his console, heart pounding, a mix of fear and exhilaration coursing through him. He saw it all in the sound, the truth of the city's power, a secret the Harmony Patrol had buried. This beat wasn't just a glitch, it was a revelation. Suddenly, a new sound cut through the chaos, the sharp, piercing wail of a Harmony Patrol siren, a dissonant chord against the city's symphony, growing louder by the second. They had found him. Kwesi's mind raced. He had to abandon everything. He grabbed his music drive, the only thing he would take with him, and ran. He slipped into the silent shadows of a service corridor just as the doors to his apartment burst open. The sirens were a dissonant, piercing scream that grew louder with every thud of Kwesi's feet on the metal grates of the service corridors. The air, normally thick with the controlled vibrations of the city's power grid, now felt charged with a terrifying silence, a dead space where his sound had been. The Harmony Patrol was an unseen predator, hunting by rhythm and frequency, and he was the broken note they were chasing. He ran, but he wasn't just running from them, he was running with his discovery. The small, worn-out data drive felt heavy in his hand, a powerful secret in a world of open secrets. He dodged drones that moved with the grace of a silent ballet and slipped through automated gates that hummed with a low, threatening energy. Every sound in the city was a potential trap. The rhythmic beep of a delivery bot, the gentle sway of a wind chime in a high-rise garden, every sound was now a part of the hunt. Kwesi, the master of unheard sounds, found himself listening in a way he never had before. He could hear the faint, low-frequency hum of a patrol vehicle approaching from 3 blocks away. He could distinguish the specific melody of a security camera network from the general noise of the city. He used his ears as a map, navigating the back alleys and forgotten tunnels that were off the Harmony Patrol's main grid. He was a ghost in the city's symphony, a rogue vibration. He needed help. He needed a safe haven, a place where the patrol's rhythm couldn't reach. There was only one person he could trust, his old friend Oma. She was a tech-savvy street artist, a vibrant splash of color in a monochromatic world. Her art wasn't just paint on a wall, it was a form of defiance, a visual echo of the rhythms he had always dreamed of creating. Oma lived in the old, forgotten sector of the city, a place the Harmony Patrol rarely bothered with, a place where the official symphony didn't quite reach. When he found her, she didn't ask questions. She saw the fear in his eyes and the data drive clenched in his hand. She saw the news reports flashing on every screen, a blurry image of him, the words, dissonant anomaly, blinking beneath it. "What did you do, Kwesi?" she asked, her voice a low, steady rhythm in the chaotic beat of his mind. He showed her. He connected the drive to her old, jury-rigged sound system. When the forbidden frequency played, the colors on the wall, Oma's art, seemed to pulsate. The room around them vibrated. It wasn't destructive, it was creative. The light from her lamps danced, forming beautiful, fleeting patterns on the wall. Oma stared, mesmerized. "It's not just a frequency," she whispered. "It's life." The Harmony Patrol, however, wasn't just hunting a fugitive, they were hunting a revolutionary. They didn't just want the data drive, they wanted to destroy the concept, the very idea, of the forbidden frequency. Kwesi and Oma discovered that the patrol wasn't just controlling energy, they were suppressing a deeper truth about the city's past. The sound he had discovered was a part of an ancient, pre-regime musical tradition, a time when music was a free, open source of not just power, but true freedom and creativity. The Harmony Patrol had intentionally buried this history, rewriting the city's symphony to maintain their control. The forbidden frequency was a key to unlocking that lost history. Their fear wasn't of a glitch, it was of a rebellion. But the Harmony Patrol was cunning. They couldn't find Kwesi on the main grid, so they broadcast a corrupt, hypnotic version of his sound, a frequency trap, a warped melody designed to lure him out, to corner him in the open. They knew he couldn't resist a perverted rhythm. It was a challenge, a taunt. "They are not just trying to catch you," Oma said, her voice filled with a new, burning resolve. "They are trying to prove you're wrong. That your sound is chaos." Kwesi looked at her, at the art on her walls, at the truth now encoded on his drive. He wasn't a thief on the run anymore. He was a keeper of the city's past. He wasn't a dissonant note, he was the first chord of a new song. He made his decision. He would not hide. He would not run. He would not let them turn his sound into a weapon. He would turn the city's biggest stage into a battleground. "Let's go," he said. "It's time for a new beat." The city's central plaza was a fortress of order, a vast, open space where the Harmony Patrol held its most significant public broadcast. Now, they were using it as their stage, and their music was a twisted, mocking rendition of Kwesi's forbidden frequency. The sound was a distorted, grinding rhythm designed to confuse and neutralize anyone who heard it. The city's inhabitants, a crowd of thousands, stood transfixed, their faces blank. The Harmony Patrol was trying to steal his sound and use it as a weapon against the people. But Kwesi and Oma were ready. Their plan was simple in its audacity: turn the city's biggest weapon against itself. They had secured an old, decommissioned broadcast unit, a piece of ancient tech that still had enough power to tap into the main frequency. While Oma walked quickly to rig the unit, Kwesi stood on a rooftop overlooking the plaza, his heart pounding in a furious rhythm of his own. He wasn't running anymore. He was standing his ground. The data drive felt light in his hand now, no longer a burden, but a key. He took a deep breath, tuned his console, and began. He started with a single, clear note, a pure tone that cut through the patrol's corrupted broadcast. The crowd stirred, their heads tilting, as if hearing a forgotten song. He added another, and another, building a simple melody. It was the rhythm of his grandmother's folk song, the one he had tried to mix into the city's symphony. The sound spread like a ripple, a wave of clarity washing over the city's inhabitants. They began to blink, to look at each other with dawning recognition. The Harmony Patrol, surprised, tried to override him, but Kwesi's sound was too powerful. It was true. It was real. As the patrol's enforcers closed in on him, Kwesi unleashed his masterpiece. He played the forbidden frequency in its purest form. The sound wasn't just music, it was a revelation. It overrode the patrol's controlled music, revealing a visual history of the city, not as a symphony of order, but as a living, chaotic, and vibrant chorus. The citizens of Harmonia saw what had been hidden from them, the city's past, a time when music was an open language, a shared experience, not a source of power to be policed. They saw images of people dancing in the streets, of musicians creating with reckless abandon, of a world that was messy and beautiful and free. The Harmony Patrol's instrument of control began to falter. Their technology, which ran on the city's old, regulated beat, couldn't handle the new, free frequency. Their enforcers' drones sputtered and fell from the sky. Their communication channels dissolved into static. They had lost control. The people, now awakened to the truth, did not riot. They danced. They hummed. They found their own rhythm. The city's energy grid, once a rigid cage of sound, began to pulse with a beautiful new harmony, 1,000 different beats combining into a single, magnificent song. The story of the thief ended that day. The Harmony Patrol was defeated, their power dismantled not by force, but by a rhythm they couldn't control. And Kwesi, the one who had been haunted, was no longer a criminal. His music had not broken the world, it had rebuilt it. The city of Harmonia now had a new sound. It was the hum of freedom, the vibrant melody of 1,000 voices, a song without a master. And it all began with a single, forbidden beat that was brave enough to be heard. Did this story inspire you? We'll be sharing more tales of Afrofuturism and ancient magic. Subscribe to join our journey, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next chapter of this new world symphony.